G'day, this is the third poem in the Warbles in the Wilderness series. This is one that's not in the book because it was written after the book was printed. It began as a saga called The Long Run, but I cut 21 verses out of it, stuck a bridge in the gap, and now it's merely the ballad, the abridged Long Run. Here we go, the abridged Long Run. This yarn begins with a very young man, scarcely older than a boy, and when he first grew hair in his pants, he thought it was merely to enjoy. He chased the girls, he tried quite hard, he wasn't very coy. At every dance he pursued their pants, the lust-filled teenage boy. And he cast aside, when he thrice tried, his virginity without joy, with a teenage tart who played her part, though she was no Helen of Troy. Make love not war was what they said, the slogan of the time, and the boy-turned man was easily swayed at a ringing pleasant chime. So he set himself to learn all there was of this pleasure so sublime. He learned to seduce girls ethically, sure polite sexuality was no crime. He told no lies, he didn't drug their minds. His technique, it was perfect prime. But he bedded women just for fun, not for a reason nor for rhyme. And many times he tried to settle down to bed with only one, but every time it fell to bits, it wasn't at any fun. He finally came to live alone, a hermit in the sun, and when for a year he'd steered quite clear from seducing anyone, then he fell in love with a girl so sweet, who had before been in love with none. Yet that bloody fool was led astray by his tool, which was truly very dumb. For he found in his bed a teeny bopper, and though he knew it were not proper, bad habits die hard, and he kidded himself he need not stop her. Yet his betrothed caught them, and he then became toy boy for teeny bopper. And after that they just grew worse. Each girlfriend was a shocker. That was his last chance at a happy romance. Now he did fall a cropper. For a spider lady learned of him, a predatory black belt shopper. Well, the spider she was cunning, and the spider she was sly. The hermit was naive, all he wanted was to fly. The spider did her research, learned much about him, 'tis no lie, and when he stumbled upon her web, her front was all he did espy. Come and speak your piece unto me, said that spider to the fly, when he lingered in the view of her most calculating eye. She said, speak to me of windmills and other spinning things, for I like rotors and propellers and aeroplanes with wings. I milk goats and I grow veggies, was the song that she did sing. Well, that hermit he was smitten, not a warning bell went ping. No matter what he did or said, she treated him like a king. So when she finally did bed him, he said, duh, we're engaged, let's buy a ring. She said, darling, I do love you, won't you please do set a date? Oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, said the man who'd met his mate. For though I live my life on workers' comp, I've expectations that are great. There's a lump sum in that there pipeline which I should get before too late. Yet I may find myself a pauper, and if we've wed, you'd share that fate. So I would have to say, my dear, that at this stage I'd rather wait. Well, an abutment leads up onto a bridge. It smooths and guides the way, and in minutes has traversed a journey that would otherwise take up the day. So here we bridge waters wide and deep, leave them sleeping dogs where they lay. Full 21 verses of miserable karma I'll amputate here if I may. Just deserts, twists of fate, marriage made in hell you might say, and the abutment now leads back to the track and the final scene of the play. So now we'll leave them squabbling there, for the trend by now I'm sure 'tis clear. To look any closer would, I fear, become boring, so now bend your ear and absorb you the moral lurking here. Never copulate promiscuously. It's that simple, shining clear. For imprinting is a phenomenon that's found in birds just like a duck, and with people too it happens through formative events like one's first. Also as well, a person's most erotic spell carries emotional weight just like a truck, and then later on, when that partner's gone, their impression is psychically stuck. And the promiscuous fool, thinking variety is a jewel, wades deeper in the muck, till they try to settle down with some other imprinted clown, and then they'll blame bad luck But what is meant to be, you'll find, you see, is when two virgins go and try to make between them three, as they imprint each upon the other, their relationship, you see, is strengthened and stabilised to such a great degree that he will never wish to see any other woman there but she, while she will just as happy be, just raising children with only he, in the long run. You see, I figured that one out. I was sitting in the bath in about 1997 wondering why I had chosen to do all that to myself. And then I figured it out. Yeah? Not all that difficult. It's not rocket science. Now, for any of you who doubt the veracity of what I've just told you, here is the front of my poet's licence. There are 3 excuses to tell the truth in a public place. If you're mad, if you're drunk, if you are poet. Engraved in anodised aluminium and mounted on varnished wood. On the other side of the plaque, it says that I am authorised to practice as a forest poet, being a registered general nurse retired. So human reproduction is something I'm probably authorised to speak about. Now, there are some who are going to say that it's obviously a pipe dream to be telling kids to save it till marriage. But on the other hand, if you answer your 3-year-old honestly when they ask where babies come from, you can wind up with a 3.5-year-old that fully understands the basic plumbing and the sperms and the eggs. If you continue to answer them honestly, and by the time they're 6, nobody is able to lead them away and abuse them behind the shelter shed or in the sacristy of the priest's little inner sanctum or wherever it is that little kids are going to get abused. Then later on again, by the time they're 12, they know what it's all for, and they know that they don't want to throw away all their chances. They know that they want to make decisions in an informed way when they're ready to play with somebody else's reproductive system and when they're ready to go broody. So I argue against the counsel of despair. You probably shouldn't put your 12-year-old on the pill and give condoms to your 10-year-old. You should probably explain things to them a long way before that, so that they understand what's going on way before the hormones commence to rush. I do know that if I'd been in full possession of the facts, I would have waited a hell of a lot longer than I did before I started playing with what ladies have to offer. So, why don't you do yourself a favour and do your kids a favour and do the world a favour and just tell the truth when children ask questions. Yeah? Suffer the little children to come unto ye and answer their questions truthfully. Congratulations. You've now been given the secret of how to have a happy life instead of a commercially prosperous one. Answering the beck and call of the advertisers and the marketers and all the people who want to sell things with sex. Tee-hee, chuckle, chortle, go and have fun, live happy. Bye.